Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. As a woman, do you feel safe walking at night? Do you have concerns about using ride-sharing apps? A recent study found you are not alone if you worry about your personal safety. Here with suggestions on precautions you can take to protect yourself, we welcome personal safety tech expert Chia-Lin Simmons. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
You've got some great data to share from a recent study about a lot of these fears that women have, which isn't really surprising, but are there some key takeaways that were of note to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the last poll that was done prior to this one was in 2023, where about 43% of people said that they would be fearful in terms of walking near their home, within a mile of their home at night. And that includes men and women. But this recent poll with 1,500 US women actually showed some very interesting results, which is 67% of female respondents say that they were afraid of walking alone at night. That is huge. As well as this idea that 38% of them actually take daily precautions to basically feel safer when they're doing their daily activities. And about 58% of them experience unsafe situations where they couldn't contact help or assistance.
That's a really overwhelming number, and it leads to a lot of women will say that they actually make different decisions and might change the way they live their daily lives because of these fears.
Absolutely. And this is, pervasive not just for older women, but actually younger women as well. About 44% of them basically reported that the safety concerns that they have actually actively restrict their daily activities. So that means that perhaps they're not running in the morning because they don't feel safe. And that could be very overwhelming, I think, for anybody.
Yeah, that's no way to live. And we do have tools at our disposal. A lot of women will still talk about carrying around pepper spray, and there's other kinds of technology that can help, right?
Absolutely. So I think women are still utilizing things like pepper sprays, but I know that there is quite a lot of people who are now concerned that these items could be turned against them. And to the extent that actually they can use technology that may be more invisible or disguised, that is of interest to them. So what the survey showed us was that 71% of women actually want safety devices to be very discreet. Either they're invisible or they're disguised as accessories. For example, they would love things that could be hidden in like something as easy as a scrunchie and just kind of pop it in. And so, or perhaps in a sort of lanyard and, keychain. And so, that's actually a very interesting sort of feedback. And so there's lots of new technology out there that can make women feel safe in their daily activities as well as their walks at night. So.
Sure. Well, it seems like a lot of younger people are sharing location, like with friends and loved ones, but then is there also concerns of how much are you sharing with what kinds of technology, exactly where you are at all times?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that in the early days of sort of location sharing technologies and safety apps, some of these items and these apps, were sort of indiscriminately sort of sharing their data. And so nowadays the technology has been fantastic. And so it allows you to actually actively invite people, and they have to be invited. So you can, invite your sorority sisters and say, hey, I'm on a date from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. I'm a little bit older, so maybe 11 o'clock. And so, but if they're out at 12, and so if they haven't sort of checked in using the app at 12 midnight, then the people that they invited to follow, whether or not that's a sorority sister or family members, would then be notified. And if they text, somebody and the service texts them, for example, and they do not respond, then GPS location is then shared. So this is not an indiscriminate sort of nonstop sharing, but one that's actually discreet and really tied to the events that people are attending. So these types of features are making it easy for women to feel that, active sharing using smartphones and apps is much safer overall, and they could do it in a way that doesn't feel so Big Brother.
Right, kind of automating something that a lot of people are at least partially doing already, saying, hey, I'm going to be this place at this time and check on me. And what about something like ride sharing? Are there ways that women are finding to protect themselves in those situations?
Yes, absolutely. So they are using those features within the ride sharing apps that will allow them to basically take those rides and share their location and their travels with the people that they've invited to sort of share that process with. And they're using those things in conjunction with safety apps and so forth. So I know a lot of women also utilize, their phones to actually stay on with their friends while they're taking a Uber ride or a Lyft ride.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we didn't have to worry about any of this stuff, but we do have a lot of tools to help us stay safe at all times. Thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you so much.
We will have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.